We have just come out of the Dior Autumn Winter 19 menswear show. Well, that's what means, so you can get that there. I'm joined by the wonderful Tremaine Emory. And this was absolutely amazing. I'm going to do a gushy review. Brace yourselves. There's going to be no negatives here. It was absolutely phenomenal. So, set you the scene. This is our wonderful invite bag. Monogram and everything. I've already started to put stuff in it because I'm treasuring it always.
Nice.
Very nice. And the idea behind this whole collection was it's inspired by couture and the couturier of the house. So huge conveyor belt going straight through the runway. Everyone's already like very excited. There's a huge crowd, as there usually is with Dior, and the models stand salon style, proper old school couture style, one by one. Yes. Absolutely no moving going down, and it was almost in sections. So you got the caramelly chocolates, the beautiful illustrations, which is a collaboration with Raymond Pettibon, beautiful on jumpers, illustrated, and much like this. Really stunning, and a really refreshing break away from all the chocolatey silks and slightly more hardware. Matthew Williams had done the belts and buckles again, which looked so slick with these amazing couture styling coats. So long line coats, but then swathes of fabric over the side and down to the floor that hark of the old school salon style. And yesterday I was talking about Virgil and Louis Vuitton and how he really does a balance between streetwear and luxury, and actually this is the pinnacle of streetwear and luxury together, because using Matthew Williams from Alik's to do these buckles, using Yoon from Ambush to do these amazing knuckle dusters and incredible accessories, while keeping all the fashion so succinct, so rich, so beautiful, is no mean feat, and this is just leagues above others. There's so much to say. There were so many beautiful details. What really won me over was zebra print scarves, and there was some really amazing silky finishes to the items, but still this young element in nylon trousers, or almost like Grenson-like boots, but still keeping it really luxury with the swathes of fabric, the amazing coats. The music as well was so good.
Incredible.
So good, and it had this kind of Fashion Network TV vibe when it all started. The lights in the dark and this kind of poppy, old school, almost like 80s fashion vibe. Kind of felt like you just switched on fashion TV and it was like, and now Dior on. But it was so brilliant. I am speechless. I'm going to ask Tremaine to jump in because I'm fumbling over my words. I'm in awe. What did you think, Tremaine?
Yeah, it's incredible. I've known Kim since 2006, so I can say, because I've been paying a lot of attention to his career since I've known him, even knew him before I met him. This is one of his best collections ever.
Yeah.
Kim is incredible because he's able to synthesize everything that's happening in the moment into clothing, and it's soulful.
Yeah.
That's the best compliment I can give any artist, whether it's something that's in a Louvre or something that's in a Dior store. It's if the items and the feeling around it and the storytelling is soulful, and that's what the whole situation. And then just like, he's so good and smart at like you said, the team. So he has Honey Dijon who's from the south side of Chicago, legendary house DJ. She's doing the music. Matt Williams is from California, and he's gone through the ranks and become what he's become, and he's doing the hardware. And then like Yoon, who Yoon, I used to see Yoon we used to follow Yoon's brand since the very beginning. So for people my age or people who do their research, just to see the team he's assembled, they're so talented, and just from Yoon's from Seattle and Korea, Japan, and Honey Dijon's from Chicago, South Side. It's just like, even that, just the people he works with and he incorporates. The styling was incredible, like how they had the scarves kind of like looking like almost like military or a royal like sachet from the inside of the coat, then hanging down.
Yeah,
the styling
so right.
was just so like elegant, but then like kind of still strong, like super strong and super like masculine in the modern way, not in like machismo way, like masculine in a modern way, how men should, you know, men of taste, men who care about everything in their world should be. And that's what Kim designs clothing for. He's always designed clothing for people who just aren't about how they dress, they're about what books they buy, what records they buy, where they travel, just their whole life as a style, you know, because that's Kim. If you know Kim, you know, it's like he's not surface level dude at all. He's super sweet, super nice, super funny, but he's a deep dude, you know, like you can talk to him about so many things, you know, from his love of art to his love of animals to his love of music, you know, his record collection, you know. And that's the thing, like I'll be like at a record store and Kim will comment on a record I'm buying, but then I'll be at a vintage store and he'll comment on a tee, you know, and then I'll be somewhere else. He can comment on anything, and those are always the best artists, the ones who like really just are like super spongy, you know, super spongy. Yeah, it's just incredible collection though. So many things from there that I want to get. And
Me too.
no, and most collections, you know, the best collections, you know, you see 4 or 5 items. You like, if money wasn't an issue, I'd buy 4 things. Rarely do you see a collection where you like, I can lose my suitcase, come in here and like go in a Dior store, and I'm good for my trip, you know. And I think that's kind of like Ralph Lauren had that. I always use that metaphor, like if you lose your suitcase and you're on a long trip, can you go in the store and get loads of stuff that you would want to wear for the duration of your trip? And that's what this collection
It's a really good way of looking at it, because, and it's interesting that you mentioned the sole, because he says in the press release that this is the Dior that you can make how you want to wear it. This is the Dior you can take and make how you want to style it, how you want to be, how you want to portray. And so I like that anyone could walk in if they lost their suitcase. 10 different people could walk into Dior and they'd all come out with their own version of Dior.
Yeah, even if you look at the front row, because obviously, you know, certain people get pieces from the show. It's like Skepta, Kate Moss, Robert Pattinson, Yoon. They're all wearing pieces from the show, and they're all wearing it in very different ways, you know. And they just got that stuff day of, or you know, wherever the fittings were, you know. And it didn't, because a lot of times you go to shows and you see someone wearing something, you're like, ooh, you're kind of forcing it. Where they all look comfortable in what they're wearing equally.
This feels honest when you see it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
You know?
And as you say, Kim is such a sponge that soaks up all this knowledge, and he's such a fountain for beautiful information.
Yeah.
But that's what's so beautiful here with this old couture style. Everyone looks to the house codes when they're trying to start a new design spin or trying to think of the next collection, but this is such a smart way of doing it. It's looking at the house codes, but literally taking what Dior used to do and bringing it into the now with beautiful streetwear elements, beautiful sportswear elements, beautiful luxury elements, and that homogenization is so clever and so beautiful.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like he, through his clothing, he breaks down social constructs and combines things, and then that's what creates something new. Virgil does that as well. Marc Jacobs has done that. All great designers, artists take different things, you know, like the old and the new. So he's taking couture, streetwear, and he's synthesizing it. He's able to do that, one, because he's masterful. You know, he studied under Louis Wilson, but also, so he studied under Louis Wilson at Central St. Martin, but he also interned for Michael Koppelman from Gimme 5 and worked at Bond, which was like the very early days of streetwear. So he's been around both things. So for him, it's not a stretch where you see a lot of these other brands, and I don't want to have anything negative in this interview, but other brands are really reaching, and you know, they're trying to reach into streetwear and this stuff to help move units, where Kim actually is 100% from it, and he's a genius at making clothing and creating things. So when you get that kind of perfect storm, you get these collections. Example, it's like, you know, I see everyone's wearing Capital now, that brand, Japanese brand. Kim did a collaboration with them with Louis Vuitton, I think a decade ago. You know, and that's just a micro for the macro of how in it he is and how forward he is, you know? And yeah, he's doing it, you know, with the collab with Raymond Pettibon. It's just like, you know, he's not the first person to collab with him, but the way he did it was just so like, it creates a splash, but then it's still demure. And that's the best thing, when something stands out, but it's still like not try hard, and it's just beautiful, man. You know, even like that last look, you know, the shirt, that's like, that one he told me is like, took 15 people or something, and 1,500 hours, or maybe a crazy amount of hours, just because that shirt's hand done. It's a couture
It basically
piece,
is couture, yeah.
100% couture piece, yeah.
That's amazing.
So, you know, just beautiful. You know, like they did the nylon saddlebags this season.
I love
you know,
those. Oh my god, they're so good. Beautiful crossbody nylon saddlebags.
That scarf, the big brownish caramelish scarf with the Raymond Pettibon print on it. Yeah,
We're
that's
just
the
window
thing.
shopping at this point.
Yeah, but yeah, he just does it effortless, even though a lot of effort goes into it, and just tasteful, you know, way, you know. And it's just dope because he's just like the chillest dude, and like same as I personally known before he was working at a house. So it's beautiful. That's like my favorite thing about him, besides his skill set.
Yeah.
It's just, he's just like a great dude, and yeah, it's a good example. Him and like Virgil, great examples for, I think, this new era of fashion, on bringing the compassion, kindness, and humanity, and no like elitist stuff. Just like there's great stuff in every sector of the world and art, and that's what, you know, he's really good at, man.
Yeah.
Always has, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful note to end on. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and thank you, Tremaine, for joining me in
Thank you.
the back of the car. Bye, guys.
Perfect.